XMT1Y. Welcome everybody to this very special event on the Metalswap channel. Ciao Tiziano.
Ciao Marco, hi everyone. Welcome.
Welcome everybody. 1 year has passed since the launch of the XMT token, and what I hear, right, Tiziano?
Right. This was a very difficult year in general
Yeah.
for all the sector, the ecosystem. And as the first year of a new token, it was very tough. But we're here. We built a lot and we are building a lot. And we show what we did today.
Yes, let's celebrate together this anniversary of the XMT token. We divided this event in two parts. In the first part, we will walk you through all the milestones, all the achievement, all the features we developed thanks to our great development team in this year. And believe me, it's a whole lot of things. Let's start and from the very beginning of the journey. Everything started even before the launch of the XMT token, when the Metalswap project was only an idea, and we built together, we designed together the logical structure that would have been behind the Metalswap project. Here we see an image that you can find in the official white paper of the project, and there are three main points, three main takeaways that we can take from this diagram. The first, of course, is the swap, the hedging swap, which is at the center of this diagram. And just to clear the things out, we are talking about hedging swaps, not swaps Uniswap-like. The second key point is the governance. The DAO is a decentralized autonomous organizations, and in order for it to work, you need to have distributed governance, and this was tokenized through the XMT token. The third thing is that the decentralized application, so the web app that we see in the diagram, lives thanks to a game theory based on the economic incentives. And another note is that the hedging swaps tool never existed before in DeFi, so we designed it from scratch. We did not fork any existing project in the world.
Yeah, Marco, I want to underline this point.
Yes.
Because many, when they read, I had some feedbacks also in the conventions and events where I were, at the idea that we just took some code and forked, I don't know, some other spot swap system. Instead, maybe from the name, maybe this was a mistake from the name, I don't know. Anyway, I want to be clear on this. Metaswap is something new, something that didn't exist before. So something used to hedge your positions and to fix the price of the assets. Everything is related to prices and not swapping tokens. That has to be clear. And since it wasn't existing, it was very hard to build something new, like always when there is something new.
Yes, thanks for underlining that. And regarding to this point, I think it's the first time we show this in public, because we had a proof of concept. As Tiziano underlined right now, Metaswap did not exist, so we had to try it out before. There wasn't a project to fork already working. So this is the first time showing this. This is the proof of concept of the Metaswap web application, the very first version, way ahead of the launch of the XMT token.
Yes. Yeah, this was the test to see if the idea could work. So a proof of concept is that just to try before exposing everyone to a bigger risk, because at the end everything is a risk in this sector, and if you start something and you don't know if it can work, it's a higher risk. Instead, we tried before the system and we saw that could be built. This was an idea of the first user interface, and then how to make it decentralized or on a path of decentralization. Was the point after that.
Yes, and it will be also nice throughout this event to see how this proof of concept developed.
Yes, now we can see it visually.
Yes, and as we mentioned before, such a structure, such a project could never reach the full decentralization without a working game theory and a set of economic incentives. This was reached and is going to be reached thanks to the distribution of the XMT token. And here we see again another image from the official white paper when we can see the XMT flow. That's why XMT has been launched, to support and to decentralize this logical structure of the project.
Exactly.
Here we can see how the usage of the swap, the usage of the protocol, of the decentralized application generates the premium fees, and these premium fees are going to be used to buy back XMT token that will provide liquidity incentives to the end users of the protocol.
Yeah, this is the main reason why a token is inserted, so we have both usages.
Yes, here we can see a few screenshots from Etherscan, so the official and public blockchain where XMT was launched. We can see the total supply of the token and a few infos like the decimal places, the contract number, and we can see also in the screenshot below the contract which has been verified, of course, by our development team.
Yeah. So this answers also the question where I can find the code or the contract for the token or the referments. Everything can be found on Etherscan because the token was launched. So the smart contract is running on Ethereum mainnet. So that's why you can find all the information you need on there.
Yes. Going further away, we talk about the vesting system. Once the total supply of XMT tokens, so we said we see that the total supply is 2 billion token, and every token was created on day one, so we have not a minting process in place, and the quantities of token dedicated as per the white paper to the founders, team, advisors, and the ecosystem development were locked in a smart contract system, more than one smart contract. This is very important. They are not laying in simple addresses. They are in smart contract with vesting technology and scheduled releases. And more important, today, as of today, no team tokens have been distributed so far.
This means a commitment from the team. This means that the only way for the team to win is to project to work and not to reach a goal only during the collection of the first tokens coming at the beginning of the project. This doesn't make any sense for a long-term project.
Yes. And then the creation of the first pair on Uniswap version 3, of course. Here we can see directly the transaction on Etherscan. Again, everything is public. Everything is on the blockchain, on Ethereum blockchain. You can find everything on Etherscan. Here we can see the liquidity providing by the DeFi Foundation to create the first pair XMT USDT, so XMT and Tether. The liquidity provided was 20 million tokens, 20 million XMT, and 300,000 Tether. This is the first creation of the pair in the in-range NFT, which we have in the next slide, with the price range that you can see here in the picture. After this, the DeFi Foundation added $1 million more to support the price at a higher price range, as we can see in the next slide, this one.
Yes. This was a really tough year, as I said, and so this is why also this project had very hard time during the year. And the problem in this sector is still we are looking too much at data, only relying on prices. The main point will be to understand why XMT is used and how everything was set that up at the beginning to be reliable and resilient for a long term. Anyway, the market is the market at the end, and the market is also from the people. And this is a completely decentralized system of managing market, because the pair was created and everyone can contribute or use to exchange or swap tokens on there. We have no control on Uniswap. That's the point.
Yes. After this, after a couple of days after the IDO, I think a new pair has been created by the DeFi Foundation. XMT with the native asset, the native token of the blockchain, Ethereum, of course, with another 70 Ether that at the time, I don't know, how was the price? $3,000, I think, something around that.
Something like that. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this was used to create a new pair, and this was used to have a lower fees at the beginning, because the pair was, we can say, a bit volatile, like a new token, usually it is. And to have a lower fee pair, we decided
Yeah.
to use this one.
Yeah, we can see it in the next slide, because we can see that this pair was created with a 0.3% fee.
Yeah.
Compared to the original one.
Yes.
Then we can see that XMT token has been listed on different price aggregators. The main two ones where the team had an active role in contacting the CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko team to have the token listed, of course. You can find everything, every info, every data about the tokens on these two aggregators. First of all, the smart contracts. Be always aware of scam and do check the smart contracts on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko before doing anything in DeFi.
Exactly. And I could suggest to go here, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, they are reliable to check, to double check everything you do. So for example, if you want to add the contract of the token, you can find it here for Ethereum, and for the other chains. We now will see that after we added other chains. But anyway, you can find the correct website, all the informations, and from here you cannot do mistakes. This is very important in this sector, because the most of the time tokens, money, coins are lost because of these mistakes. And I wanted also to add that I saw in the chat that someone is asking a summary of what we said. So until now, we are doing a path. We are telling, work through all the path the XMT token had since the beginning. So, and we started even before. You can find this live and this video anyway, anytime on the YouTube channel, on the official YouTube channel. So you can take it from the beginning once we hand it. Let's go, because we have a lot of things to show.
Yes. XMT token has been also listed in the price feed on the main centralized exchanges price feed. This is an automatic feature, but we can find the XMT token on Coinbase and Crypto.com. We mentioned only the two major ones, but there are a lot of them in the web.
Yes.
Then I think a week after the IDO, so in November 21, we released the smart contract for the first staking pools on the Ethereum blockchain, and these staking pools were aimed to reward users that commit to the project by rewarding them with more governance token, with more XMT token, to increase their voting power in the governance of the project.
Yes, this was actually the first user experience that anyone could have on the DApp, because it was the first interaction, we can say, where you can go with your wallet, connect your wallet, and do something with your tokens. And why this system? For the reason Marco already said, so to increase your voting power, and from the treasury or foundation point of view, to start to distribute the tokens, because the idea is to let all the tokens be distributed to the people using the app. At this point, the DAO was still not there, so the people participating here had a very high APY, because the risk was very, very high. But mind you, the APY was on the tokens, always on the tokens, and everything was calculated on the tokens number, quantities.
Yes. After that, we released the third pair, so that the DeFi Foundation provided, again, liquidity on a Uniswap v3 Ethereum blockchain on the USDC XMT pair. And we can see here a screenshot, the summary of the pairs available on Uniswap v3 Ethereum blockchain. So XMT against Tether, Ethereum, and USDC.
Yeah, this was the expansion of the market, we can say. So to let different assets to be swapped or exchanged with the XMT token.
Yes. Then we finally released the second feature of the decentralized application after the staking pools we mentioned that before, and that is the governance. And we had the first proposal and the first voting process in the DAO section of the decentralized application. And this proposal was about going multi-chain. So should XMT token be bridged to the Binance Smart Chain? And we see here that we had 100% success rate with 22.4 million vote. So 22.4 XMT has voted in favor of this proposal.
Yeah, two things to add on this. For me, this was the biggest milestone ever since the launch, since the creation of the token, because the token is a governance token. So without a DAO, it had no sense before of this. And after, so second thing, we can see from the votation the different period we were living in that moment. Everyone was very excited. There was a lot of hype in the market. A lot of people wanted to go to a different system. If you remember, the narrative was Ethereum is too expensive. We have better chains. On BNB, we can pay less fees. Okay, so let's propose and vote to go and to move the token where the fees could be lower. And we did it. So this was the step. And this is the sense of, this was the first experiment of a DAO proposal. Until now, the only one, but the idea, of course, is to have more frequent proposals like this.
Yes. Then we released another kind of smart contracts, another kind of staking pools, the so-called iron pools. These iron pools are special in the sense that they have a limited slot number and a minimum guaranteed APY in XMT token, again to provide the distribution, to reach the full decentralization and full distribution of the XMT token.
Yeah.
Of course, once the first proposal reached the success, so we had to go to the Binance Smart Chain because the DAO, the governance, decided so, and so we needed a bridge to move the XMT token, which is a native token on the Ethereum blockchain, on the Binance Smart Chain. Today is called the BNB chain, and we went with the leader of the sector, which is multichain.org. So here, on multichain.org, you could, at the time, bridge XMT token to Ethereum blockchain from Ethereum blockchain to BSC blockchain and vice versa.
Right. This one was one of the bridges, we can say, suggested by Binance itself. So why I say that? Because if you went to Binance bridges, you can find this solution. At the moment was one of the best choices we had. The other option would be to create a bridge. But at that moment, Metalswap as a project was focused on releasing the Hedging Swap smart contracts and not building bridges. Building bridges can be in this sector, I have to say that, very dangerous. This, from my point of view, is one of the riskier part of the sector of crypto in general. So anyway, we had to move the tokens, as Marco said, to one chain to another, and this was the most reliable solution. Of course, they have audits and whatever, but it's not our system, that one.
Yes. And then again, after moving to the Binance Smart Chain, we deployed a multi-chain web app. You can see in this screenshot the decentralized application had then the possibility, the chance to change the chain in the header, and the color coding also helped you to notice that you are in this moment on the Binance Smart Chain, and we released staking pools also on the Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah. This can be useful for someone when you have some smart contracts running on Ethereum. Usually we say it's a system running on a AVM, Ethereum virtual machine, and Binance Smart Chain and others like Polygon, for example, that we are talking about in a few moments, they use the same system. So once you have a smart contract there, theoretically, it's very easy to move that smart contract to another chain. It's not something so difficult. The difficult part is to manage the liquidity. Watch out, because the liquidity in a DeFi ecosystem is what matters most. If you don't have liquidity to make the operations on the system, you cannot do anything. So people cannot do anything on that. And in this phase, Hedging Swap were still not there. So the liquidity for the staking pools was in XMT tokens coming from the reward pool. And this reward pool was created at the beginning of the project. So remember, when we created the smart contract, when we had the smart contract with the 2 billion tokens, a part of the tokens were already allocated to these rewards. And this was part of the distribution. So this is why you can read these APYs. I insist a lot on this because many people, when they read something bigger than, I don't know, 19%, 40%, they always think about, I don't know, Terra Luna stuff or something like this. It's completely different. It's only tokens already pre-allocated. The many people participate, the more the distribution will be lowering the APY, because it's distributing the same amount of tokens to many people. This is how it works and how it can be sustainable.
Yes. And this was the very first step of the web app of Metalswap toward the multi-chain system. That's an important milestone.
Yes.
Of course, going multi-chain, the DeFi Foundation had to again create a pair. This time on PancakeSwap version 2, so different from the Uniswap v3, and they provided liquidity. Again, we can see the transactions directly on BSC scan, because again, everything is public, everything is on the blockchain, and the DeFi Foundation provided another 1,007 BNB, I guess, if I really read it well.
Yes.
So 1,007 BNB and 900,000 XMT token on the PancakeSwap new pair.
Yes. So the market expanded also there, and on another market, always on BNB, this one.
Yes. Again, on BNB chain, we partnered with ACryptos, which is an LP and yield farming player on the Binance Smart Chain, and we created another pair, so you could swap token for XMT on Pancake and on ACryptos, but only on ACryptos. You could at the time stake your liquidity LP token and get rewards and get farm them and get rewards.
Just a brief mention on that. Why? The point to incentivize the LP staking is to lower the risk of volatility. When you create an LP position, it means you are doing the liquidity providing for that pair. And once you do that, you have to remember that the prices could move, and they move in this sector. You can have impermanent loss, so you can lose value on the pair, and you can lose also the value in general on one or both of the tokens. So this is why usually when you provide the liquidity, you are incentivized on another system. This is yield farming in just 1 minute of explanation.
Yes. And then finally, another big milestone and big achievement for the team. We released the core features, so the Hedging Swap protocol on the Kovan Testnet. Of course, security was always on the top position of our list, and so before going mainnet, we had to test everything out. So we released everything on the Ethereum Kovan Testnet. This is the very first user interface, the very first version of the UI of the web application after the POC we saw at the beginning of this video. And it's been a long way from the POC to this testnet.
Yeah, and already, as we can see from here, phase 1 and phase 2, even visually, we can see the difference. Of course, if you see the first, now you can see everything completely different, not only from the visual point of view, and this is still a whole version of the user interface. But not only that, we added a lot of different things on the on this interface, collecting feedbacks from people during the testnet phase.
Yeah, we had a very huge community testing the decentralized application, and we heard them. We heard their feedbacks and their improvements that they suggested, and we implemented most of them.
Yeah. So we are almost to a usable version here. And what was missing? Was missing the liquidity, as I said before, because you can test the interface, but if there is no liquidity to consent the hedging swap, how can it work and how can we test it? So that's why.
Yeah. In the second phase of the testnet, we released also the liquidity providing feature, because I think we didn't mention it at the beginning, but the liquidity pools behind the swaps are a core element of the whole structure, because they provide liquidity to cover the swap. So if there is not liquidity, you will not be allowed to open a swap. We are decentralized. Metaswap is a decentralized project, is a decentralized protocol. So there is no one that needs to accept your swap. The blockchain does it. The web application does it.
Yeah, this is a very important point, because for what happened just some days ago, you don't have to trust if the funds are there or how the funds are used, because there is a smart contract. There are pools. You can check the pools. If the money is there, the system allows the opening of the swap positions, like hedge swap position, and otherwise not. And who puts the liquidity inside? Everyone who want to do that. At the beginning, as we will see, everything was done by the DeFi Foundation. And why you should do that? Like always in DeFi systems, because you get rewarded for that. You take risks, you get rewards. It's always like this. This is the mechanic. This is the game theory.
Yeah. Again, rewards in XMT token. So this is another mean of distributing the governance of the project.
Yes.
Then on the second testnet phase on Kovan Testnet, we released also the second crypto asset, the wrapped BTC. So at this time of the testnet, you could open hedging swaps position on Ethereum and wrapped BTC against the stable Tether token.
Yes. As we said a lot of times, in the idea of having real assets to be hedged on the application, we started with the real assets of the crypto ecosystem. In the mind of the team, these were Ethereum, because everything is built on Ethereum. So Ether, the gas of the system, and wrapped BTC or BTC. Why wrapped BTC? Because it's the token running on the Ethereum blockchain, and we need just the representation of the price of BTC. We don't buy BTC here. This is not a spot swap. This is an hedging swap. I will repeat it a lot because I had the feedback, as I said, that this was not something that people understood. So we needed to have the price of BTC on the system. This is represented by a wrapped version of Bitcoin on Ethereum, WBTC. We inserted it in the testnet, and with it, we had the digital gold price in the system.
Yes. And then we can move to the third phase of the testnet, again on the Kovan Ethereum blockchain, testnet blockchain. And here we represented only the results of this testnet phase. This is the last testnet phase we have. The UI was nearly the main one, the one that we then released on mainnet, so it didn't change that much on the graphic point of view, but we implemented a lot of bug fixes and behaviors that the users suggested us in the private group we had dedicated to the testnet users. Here we can see an infographic with some figures about this phase 3, and we can cite just the main one, that 5.2 thousand of unique addresses interacted with the decentralized application, and roughly 60,000 swaps have been opened during this testnet phase.
Yeah, I think these numbers are amazing for almost unknown project, because until now we're still in a niche in DeFi, and Metalswap is still at the beginning, and more than 5,000 addresses interacting. It's really a lot in a test phase. And this test phase used to be quite long, we can say, because it took several months. We put, as Marco said, security at first place. Even in phases in which people were pushing and asking, the usual questions are when mainnet. It's normal in this sector. It works like this. If we put a milestone today and we think that we just had 1 year, 1 year in normal human life it's almost nothing, but when you talk in crypto, it seems like in 1 year you can build Rome. I don't know. Anyway, we really reached our final goal for the first year. That is the final release of the smart contracts on the mainnet. But before that, we also added something more.
Yes. And during this testnet phase, we also released the XMT token. We deployed the XMT token on Polygon network. So another step toward the multi-chaining of the decentralized application. Here we can see again the transactions on Polygon scan of the liquidity provided by the DeFi Foundation to the Uniswap V3 liquidity pool on the Polygon network. And is another 200,000 USD coin. And very important, the feature of the web application on the Polygon network is something that doesn't exist yet in other projects. It's something, again, that we built from scratch. Again, big applause to our development team, because this feature is amazing and is a brand new feature. You can, through this feature, provide liquidity to Uniswap, and then with your NFT, stake this on the web application of Metalswap and get rewarded in XMT token and in Matic.
Yes. We can see here the single NFT is the same that Uniswap means. So when you do liquidity providing on Uniswap V3 on Polygon, but also on Ethereum, here specifically we are on Polygon in this moment, you can set a range for what you're providing. So you could decide to be in range of the price, out of the range, below, above, you can decide. So positioning only tokens or tokens and coins or token and tokens, you can decide. Anyway, you will mint on Uniswap an NFT is this image. This image, we can say it's the representation of a token, non-fungible token. You can take it because it's on your wallet, and you can stake it on the DApp. It's not something that you can find somewhere else. Maybe someone could now, I don't know, fork our project, I don't know. But anyway, this is something new. We never saw something like this. And how we are providing the rewards for that. This is important. Again, it's something sustainable. Why? Because when you have a pair on the exchange, on the decentralized exchange, every time someone else swaps the two tokens that you provided, you get a percent of fees, so a commission. And these fees are collected from the smart contract itself, from Metalswap. They are doing the buyback on the rewards that you can see here. So everything is sustainable. It's not something that can finish. If the pair is used, if the exchange is made, then you will receive rewards. And there are a bit more, because at the beginning we incentivized a bit more with new XMT tokens already put there for the first years of life. It's not only for the first year, I'm talking about years, because the allocation is quite big since we are just at the beginning.
Yeah. Of course, going to another chain, the Metalswap project provided through the partner Multichain.org the routing of the XMT token between the three chains. So at that time, XMT token, and today as well, can be routed being in all directions. So from Ethereum to Binance, from Ethereum to Polygon, from Binance to Polygon, and all the vice versa. Yeah. So we have a complete routing system.
This is a very common question. I always read, or I read a lot, how I can move my tokens from here to that. You can just go to the metalswap.finance and launch the dApp, and you can find bridge on the menu. And on the bridge, it's very very easy to see how the user interface works. And this is how we provide it. But we will see it later.
Yeah, we have a screenshot of that. Then again, we are following a kind of a timeline of all the path and the milestone we had in this year. And the DeFi Foundation established a big partnership with this Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. This is like a community, and this partnership has opened the Metalswap project, the DeFi Foundation, and the Metalswap project to a global community of innovators, developers, businesses, investors on the blockchain, on the Ethereum blockchain. You can see here, this is the logo of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, and you can see the name, the brands of several businesses that are part of this Enterprise Ethereum Alliance together with the DeFi Foundation now. Then one of the biggest steps in our history during the testnet phase 3, we started the auditing process, and we selected the best-in-class partner, which is Certik. They provided the auditing, so they audited our smart contracts, the smart contracts behind the MetaSwap Hedging Swap protocol. And you can see here in the screenshot the result of the first auditing process, because we will have several of them in the upcoming months. And this ended with an 85 percentage, a security score. As you can see, there's the Skynet Trust score of 85 out of 100. And we can notice in the top right corner that the team achieved also a KYC gold badge. That means that the team behind the project and behind the DeFi Foundation has been verified by Certik. And we can see also the other badge, which is the Skynet. What is Skynet? Skynet is a service that Certik provide to their customers, where they monitor 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, the smart contracts. So our smart contracts, our protocol is continuously monitored by the Certik team, security-wise, through the Skynet service.
I think this point is very, very important, as you said, and I can add just two more things. One is just to underline the KYC, for example, just to let people understand that sometimes many ask for something that it's not their business, I can say. So, of course, the everything was verified and put on security from the team the most we can, the most as we can. And as you can see, everything was verified, and I can say the project team and the DeFi Foundation paid to do all this. Is not free to have all of this, paid and paid
A
as
lot.
well.
A lot.
And so this is something that goes completely in another direction respect of what sometimes we can read online, but these are tough times, as I said. Anyway, the 85 on 100 score, we have also to say why it's not 100 on 100, because something is still not decentralized as we wish, as we want to be, because the beginning of the system starts with a centralization. The tokens were created just by one owner, just by one smart contract, I mean. And this smart contract at the beginning had all the tokens, and now the distribution started. And all the system to manage these distributions are, of course, at the beginning with some centralization problems that we addressed, and we will, as a team, as Metalswap project, try to fix the best we can to move to 100 to 100 security score. But the main point was to have security for the smart contract and for the liquidity, of course.
Yeah. Going further away, we can see that the XMT token has been also can be also found in the on-chain data aggregators like DeFi Llama and Into the Block. So in DeFi Llama, you can have a picture of the TVL, the total value locked of the project. And you can find also MetaSwap on the derivatives categories on the DeFi Llama website, and instead on Into the Block you can find like a dashboard, as you can see in the screenshot, a dashboard with some data, some infographic data about the XMT token.
Yes, TVL, total value locked, is one of the main I can say data you can watch to see if a DeFi system it's I can say important or reliable, because otherwise capitalization, like in the rankings from CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, are useless in this sense, because they just take the price of the token multiplying the quantity for the quantity of the token. You cannot understand from that if the project is working and how it works. But to work, a DeFi project needs a liquidity. And from the TVL, you can see how much liquidity is locked inside smart contracts. And you can find these data on aggregators like DeFi Llama, Into the Block, and others we just mentioned, the most important that are following the ecosystem, the Metalswap ecosystem.
Yes. And then we released also a big feature on the decentralized application, which is the docs.metaswap.finance. Is a separated web page where you can find all the info, the guides, the technical reference, the addresses of the smart contract. Everything you need about the Metaswap project is here in the docs section of the web page. You can find it in the landing page. There is the link in the header docs that brings you here in this page. Very important step, this, for the full transparency of the project, I have to say.
Yes, and we will try to implement this further.
Yes, sure. This is the bridge functionality you were mentioning before. So after going multi-chain on 3 chains, so Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and the Polygon network, we integrated the multi-chain functionality directly into the decentralized application of Metaswap. You can see here a screenshot of the functionality where you can transfer XMT from Ethereum to the Binance chain and to Polygon chain. This is everything is powered by multichain.org. So it's not the Metaswap bridge. We just integrated the features into our decentralized application for the sake of user friendliness, I have to say, of our users.
I can say we just integrated.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, it's very easy, as you can say. If you are on Ethereum, you have 2 options, Binance or Polygon. If you are on Binance, you have 2 options, Ethereum or Polygon, and so on. It's very, very easy. And easier than that, maybe you can write some suggestions, and we always accept suggestions.
Okay. Another feature, again, we just integrated the Uniswap protocol into our decentralized application. So directly on the Metaswap web application, you can exchange tokens. So you can exchange, I guess, every token you have on the Ethereum blockchain with the XMT, thanks to the routing functionality of the Uniswap version 3.
Yes. Yes, this is very important. Why, as the feature we saw before, why the team decided to integrate that? Because once you connected your wallet, if you had to swap tokens, you had to connect your wallet also to another dApp. So you have to go to another web page, another dApp, connect your wallet again, and do the stuff there, then coming back, etc. Here, you just connect your wallet once, and you do all your operations without leaving the dApp. Never.
Yeah, yes. And this is, again, equivalent. This is powered by Uniswap. So it's equivalent to go on the Uniswap web application and swap the tokens there. No added fees, no hidden costs, nothing at all. But it just, as Tiziano said, a mean to don't leave the decentralized application. It's also for the security of the user, because every time you open a decentralized application, you are risking scam, because this the time that you do not search for Uniswap on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, and you write CoinGecko on the Google, and then bam, the scam pops up.
Exactly. Every time, watch out for the URLs and the correct one. That's why I say that before, because if you search on the search bar, for example, on Chrome, you're searching on Google, and Google sometimes has ads on it, and these are not the right websites. That's why every time you change your page, you're adding risks. We want to avoid risks, as you understood.
Yes, and with these last two features, we can say that we cut by 2/3 the risk of the users, because you can stay on Metaswap. So you have to go to CoinMarketCap, search for Metaswap, go to the official webpage, connect your wallet to Metaswap, and you can use the multi-chain feature and the Uniswap feature without going to two more decentralized application with the risk of scams.
Yes, the big step.
The big step after our Certik audit completed, we released on September 1st the smart contract of the Hedging Swap feature on the mainnet, on the Ethereum mainnet, which at the time was already in proof of stake. So we waited the switch of the Ethereum to the proof of stake. We tested a little bit privately the application on the Goerli network, and then we released the audited by Certik smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. From that day on, the users have been able to hedge the price, to hedge their position on Ethereum and wrapped Bitcoin on the Metalswap decentralized application mainnet. So real money here.
Yes, exactly. And real prices coming from, we never say that from the Oracle system of Chainlink. So
Yeah.
the prices coming here that you can read in these interfaces are coming from a decentralized system as well. It's not something we have like, I don't know, a server where we take the data. Everything is decentralized. And the point you touched with the merge of Ethereum was something coming in between our release, and it wasn't an easy here, this one.
Yes.
You know, we had almost everything ready to deploy, and then they announced the merge for Ethereum. And what we had to do, a release before of the merge, waiting at the end, security first. We decided to see how the merge of Ethereum could go, and then a release on a stable version of the layer one. Because always remember, smart contracts written here are a layer running on a layer one base layer. This base layer is Ethereum.
Okay. And of course, with the releasing the swap, the hedging swaps, we release as well the liquidity providing feature. So the liquidity pools behind the swaps. So are the liquidity pools. This is the main point of the decentralized application. Thanks to the liquidity pools, you can open swap. Otherwise, you couldn't. And the DeFi Foundation, again, for the security of the users, we had the smart contract audited, we had it tested, but we decided to, the DeFi Foundation decided to don't incentivize that much the liquidity provided, and they provided the initial liquidity for a total amount of $400,000, 200,000 in stablecoin, Tether, 100,000 in Ethereum, and 100,000 in wrapped Bitcoin at the prices of the 1st of September, of course. So the liquidity providing feature is opened to everyone, so you can provide liquidity, but the incentives are low because we don't want to incentivize liquidity providing that much for the first period, for the first weeks, for the first months of life of the project, again, security wise.
Yes, I want to highlight these images you can see,
Yeah.
like these cards, because I know that the devs are very proud of them, and so I want to highlight them. And these are coming from a very unique smart contract. I can say it's not something forked again; it's something that Metalswap written, and they are, we can say, similar to how Uniswap creates and mints its own NFT positions for LP providing. So on Uniswap, you create the pair or the range of the price, as I said, the liquidity providing of the tokens, and Uniswap means a vertical card for this position represented as a unique position, non-fungible one. So NFT, non-fungible token. This works in a similar way, and there are also different characteristics that you can have and receive once you mint your token. It's kind of a gamification. It doesn't add any more than what you see, but it's very unique because it's written and audited from the Certik auditor. So once you create your position, the LP providing, you will receive an NFT. With this NFT, you can stake it here and receive rewards. because you created you provided the liquidity.
Yes. Then, after the release of the mainnet, we launched also a Goerli Demo that is reachable through our landing page, and this is the way the users can try Metaswap decentralized application, a Metaswap web app, Metaswap Hedging Swaps protocol with fake money, with test money. So there is not the testnet anymore, but this is called now the Goerli Demo with integrated faucets. So here you can get Goerli, Test Ethereum, and W Rapid Bitcoin and Tether on the Goerli Demo network.
Yes. If you go to the website, you can find a demo on the menu. Just click here and you can use the app without risks. This time without any risks, even economical risks, because you can take your tokens, your fake tokens from the faucet and play. So this is the best way to understand how the application that is something complex, because we're already talking about derivatives, we're talking about financial instruments, and adding the DeFi idea around them, and so it's not something very straightforward. But in this way, you don't risk, you can play, you can use it, you can see how it works and if it works.
Yes. Then, after a few days of the mainnet launch, we launched this swap competition to encourage the usage of the apps, the discover of the protocol, and we reward the best hedging position. So by using the Metaswap DApp in mainnet, not the Goerli Demo, you get volatility protection for your position, and you can have competition reward. And we have to say that so far, as of today, more than 300 hedging positions, more than 300 swaps have been opened.
Yes.
And this was just the beginning.
Yes. So we arrived to the point we are now. We arrived at today. And today is something, it's a very special day. This is why we're doing this live. We want to spoiler also something. Something will change, also visually will change. And so let's start with the first change we will see. And this will be related to, I will show you. This will be the first change we will see. We want to add something fresh, something new to the logo. We want to change the style of the system. 1 year was the first year we we did a lot of experiments. We tested a lot. We launched, and now is the time to evolve. And so the logo you saw will change. We will find a new one, new rebranding. It's just visual. But there is something more. There is something more, because very important, we are launching a new landing page. So let me show you the new one, because this will be very important for the new users mainly. So let's share the new window. Here it comes. Here you can see the landing page, so nothing new here. The current landing page, the current website, not the app. You can see launch app. And so let's see how the new landing page, this is a spoiler, is not yet released. It's the first time we show the new landing page of the project. Here.
Wow.
So this is the new rebranding we will have. Nothing will change. So just to reassure everyone, we just want to refresh and to have a new, fresh sensation to all to ecosystem, and to get the people understand what Metalswap is from the first look at to the website. From here, just from the first page, we can see how to get the token, how to launch the web app, and you can see the call to action very often. Of course, it's the main thing. The web app is everything, so where the swaps can be opened. Then we have the demo already here. We saw how the demo works, the competition details, how it's going, the news at the end of the page. We will see, now we will show all the different part of the page, and the documentation. So where you can find something that you didn't understand, you can find, first of all, the guides here. You can find tutorials, how the components are working and everything. Then we have media in the news with all the posts and articles on Medium mainly. And then this YouTube channel, for example, can be a source that we want to implement in live events like this, or tutorials as we did in the past. And here you saw the new rebranding of the Metalswap project. This will be Ham and S. At the beginning, maybe you have to take the look and to see the Ham and the S. This is the new coin logo. And let's see very, very quickly what we want to bring. So decentralized, be decentralized with us. Metaswap is a decentralized hedging swap protocol, as we say today a lot of times. And you should understand that from the beginning. It's not something where you swap your tokens, where you, it's not a normal exchange. It's something meant to protect from the price volatility. And that's why and you can do it. You can do it with the DEP, and we wanted to insert already kind of a wizard inside the web page to understand how the web application works before launching it. So be free with us. You just have to connect your wallet, and you can use this web app.
And here you can see also a spoiler of the soft redesign of the web application.
Yes.
Because this is already the new version, which is not available yet as the landing page.
Yes, the landing page and the new version you're already seeing here will come shortly. Anyway, the price arc, here you can set your target, and then we have all the different parts, how it works, the application, the cover, the target size, the threshold you will set. From here, you understand how it works already. You didn't launch yet. Premium, the duration of the cover you want, of the position you want to open, and then the rewards you will receive from this positioning from the Metalswap ecosystem and the XMT token you will receive. This will be something released very, very shortly with the fresh user interface. Slowly but suddenly, we are changing the feelings you have in the DApp. Today was clear, maybe, because you could see all the iterations we had. Sometimes when you go to the page and you see always the same, it seems always the same. It's like when you see a child and you see him every day. But then if you see this child once every month, you see him growing, and it's the same like this. So there is no bank coverage needed, as we say. We are not, I don't want to mention centralized exchanges, but we are not that. There are smart contracts, there are liquidity pools, and you can check the smart contract and how much there is inside. It's transparent. So be smart with us. You don't have restrictions in operating time. You can open positions to cover from the risk of volatility every day, in every moment, during the night, in the weekends, always. And you just need to connect your wallet. You don't have to do much more than that. And knowing how to use the system, how to use the hedging swaps. And this competition was started to have an incentivized way of learning, because in this way we are reducing the economical risks because if you are doing an hedging that is not perfect, but if you get the prices, then you get profit. The idea is not to get profit in the system. The idea is to cover your positions. You have an asset you don't want to risk from the volatility of that asset, but in this way you are incentivized, and maybe you learn. We hope you can learn more in how it works. And in this part, you can see how the competition is going, all the others participating and the results they had. Then be safe with us. Why? As I said, you can protect from the price changes, and so it can be used. We wrote a lot of use cases. You can find them on Medium. Maybe you are a lender or a borrower on a DeFi system or on a centralized system. In these times, could be very bad to do that. But anyway, maybe you had some money locked somewhere, some tokens or some asset locked somewhere, and you are afraid of the changing prices of these assets. And so you can protect the price on the hedging swaps on Metalswap. The same if you are an NFT user or a minter. Maybe you need Ether to mint your NFTs, and you need to protect your gas against the price volatility. Or you are a staker. You have a lot of volatility assets or tokens staked on a system, but the price is moving. How you can fix the prices? With Metaswap. This is why Metaswap was created. Now I'm going very, very fast in this presentation. The website will be available, so it's not something that we have to explain or show all in one day. Anyway, you can also have your positions if you are a trader. Of course, you should be able to do trading. This is not meant to be a speculative product.
Yes, that's why also we highlighted this section with different colors, because this is not the usage meant for Metaswap, but you can use the protocol to trade. So if you don't want to use the Metaswap to hedge your position, but just to trade, you can. It's not the intended use, but you can. That's why there is a different color on the webpage, an alert.
Yes, and let's be honest, every derivative, every financial instrument was born to protect the assets, and then the trading came. But the trading is not a bad actor at all. It makes the markets more efficient. So we know that someone will use the protocol to do trading. Okay, it's fine. The important part is that you understood why Metaswap was invented, and then you can use it as you want. It's the same for Ethereum, it's the same for Bitcoin. The important is that you understand what it is, and then you can do it with it, whatever you want. There is no, we say, be free with us. There is no limitation. And then Metaswap platform on Goerli's Demo, we say that. So if you click here on the menu, you will go here, you can launch the demo. If you launch the demo from here, you will not launch the actual DApp. You will launch the DApp, the same, but on a testnet ecosystem. So you don't risk anything. You probably will have no tokens in your MetaMask, in your wallet. How to get the tokens? You just click here, you will see the faucets we showed before. And then the supported networks. This was a big introduction in the website, because every time there is, I can say, a big difficulty to understand what is on what blockchain. And in this part of the web page, you can see all the functionalities very easily and what you can do on every chain. So on Ethereum, you can do swaps, hedging swaps, governance. Actually, we want to, it's better to change this word than putting hedging swaps.
Yeah.
You cannot swap token again. Once again, you can protect from the prices volatility. The governance, And so the voting system, the proposals, and the NFT collection pre-order, because we will see there is an alpha release. Then on BSC, for the moment, now BSC became BNB chain anyway, we have liquidity pools and staking systems. And on Polygon, we have NFT LP staking. This is just what we have now, and everything from here will just grow. Then the section with the news, this is a testing webpage. So we didn't integrate the real Medium we wrote, but every new news coming from Medium or other articles will be shown directly in the website. So you can just stay here and see everything at the end, all the visualization and all the new the footer where you can find everything we just said. We hope with this new webpage, the understanding of the system could be easier and easy to onboard the new comings and the new retails, mainly because this will be used for retails and crypto users. Something to add, Marco?
I think just the footer, which is fixed in the page, where you can see some figures, the total value locked, the volume, the
Yes.
XMT price, and the badge audited by Certik, where you can always find the main data, the main infos about the protocol.
Yes. Yes, and this will be available shortly online at the same URL. So you will search for or type metaswap.finance and you will see this one instead of the old one, of course. So let's go back to the presentation. One moment.
I have it if you need.
No, I have it.
Okay.
Here we go. So I saw many times this question when there will be a new smart pool released on Ethereum, because we are at the unlocking time, very, very close to the first ever smart staking pool release. So the 1 year staking pool. And this was on Ethereum. It's already deployed a new one. We already deployed a new one. And with the end of the first year of XMT life, mainly incentivized by the distribution, as I said, of XMT tokens allocated from the outset in the address dedicated to rewards. Now we want to start a new path, a path that begins bringing the system to a more sustainable way of being being in life for many, many years. And so the distribution of the XMT token this time will start to be provided from the collection of the fees that are collected using the hedging swap. What that means? Every time you open a hedging swap, you pay a premium. This premium is not something collected from, I don't know who, the DeFi Foundation or team. This is something going to a smart contract, and this smart contract or an address, this address is used by a smart contract, and these fees are used to buy back the XMT token, and this XMT token is directly put and pooled in this system, in the smart contract of the smart pool. So there is a very significant degrees of XMT inflation. This has to be clear. The first year was a very high inflative system. This pool is already available in the DApp. So if you go now on the DApp, you can find this pool on Ethereum. And it's under the smart pool section because it's a new kind of pool. The old ones are called staking pool. I guess they will come legacy in few time. You can always find them in the history. This is another very, very common question. And all the deposit will be open at the end of the countdown, and more or less in 2 days. Now this is a screen, but more or less in 2 days, the deposit will be open for this new smart pool on Ethereum.
Yeah.
You wanted to add something here?
No, just that we summarized that with the buyback-driven label we put on the smart pool, and as Tiziano explained it very well, this pool, the rewards of this pool will be provided by the usage of the swaps, of the hedging swaps protocol. So the APY of this pool in XMT token will decrease the more user participate to the pool, but it will increase the more user use actually the hedging swaps.
Exactly.
And that is the first step toward the sustainable structure.
Exactly. So this was very, very important, Marco. So the more the people are using the hedging swaps, the more the APYs will be high here. Very, very important. And as we said, security first. Next step. Meanwhile, we are continuing. Every time we had the team write a new smart contract, this smart contract is audited by Certik. Okay. And then what we did until now was audited, but in our vision, we want to test it more. So testing with the real usage, but also powering bounty program system. And this will be with Immunify. Immunify is a system connecting, or I can say a project connecting projects and hackers. Why? Because the project usually put a bounty, select a prize to be win, and if someone is able to find a bug or a critical point in the smart contract, they can win the prize. This is the idea. And for this reason, shortly, Metalswap will set an amount to anyone able to be winned, to anyone able to find a critical or a high bug in the system. Then, more than that, and we are coming close to very to the big spoilers. And with the Alpha Club NFT collection, there is nothing new, because we already mentioned the Alpha Club in the website. You can find the pre-order, so it's already there. This will be the first ever Metaswap NFT collection, and this is coming before the end of the year. NFTs will be fully XMT backed. It's not something just artistic. It's something that has an artistic part and a backed part in XMT. This is the very first experiment of this kind. And for this reason, this collection will be limited and unique and very, very exclusive, because there are only 300 NFTs. It's an experiment, but can be the first step for a further evolution of the entire project. And I don't want to spoiler more, but maybe later I will say something more. This is the main release that we can see in the shorter period. I can say 10 days, 2 weeks. I don't know, now devs can be frustrated from what I can say now. But anyway, a new asset will come and will be available for hedging swaps. I try to explain this the clearest I can. So this will be gold. This means the application will use a representation of the metal asset price, the gold price, and this can be used in the dApp. Everyone will be able to fix the price of gold up to a certain day. You go to the dApp, You select your asset, it will be gold, and until a certain day, you can decide where how much your position, your price should be. And this is the main working process for all the system. So mind you, this doesn't mean you are buying gold on Metaswap. This is not the core system of Metaswap. We are not swapping spot. Metaswap is not a spot exchange and was never meant to be one. But anyway,
Great.
this is
Yeah.
a big one.
Yeah, this is a big step because it's the one that allows the MetaSwap protocol to be used by retail users that are working with the metal asset. So the real key objective of the MetaSwap project. So once this gold hedging swap will be released very soon, some big or small business working with the gold, with real gold in the real world, could hedge their risk on the MetaSwap. That's a very big one.
Yes, it's the first step to the physical representation, the metals and so on. And then new multi-chain implementations will come. This is so spoiler alert. I cannot say more on this, but as you know, as we shown, we have different chains. We have 3 chains at the moment, and it's not written in stones that they should be only 3. For example, as we saw with a proposal, we could add more, and with proposal we can change. We all together, who holds the XMTs, can change whatever he wants. Of course, it should be a well-written proposal, and everyone proposing should be able to explain how to do what proposed. And for now, anyway, we are talking with big players in the sector to implement new functionalities on different chains. I can say that. And then this will come from the team, maybe from the founders. There will be a new DAO proposal because an evolution of the DAO will be proposed. To do that, as I said, we need a formal proposal to be accepted, and every holder of XMT can participate and voting if they like the proposal. Always remember that this is the final goal and the reason why XMT exists. This is the reason of why you have XMTs to participate.
Yes, and the only spoiler, as written in the title, is that this proposal will propose to move the decentralized autonomous organization, the governance, to an NFT-driven structure.
Yes. Something, again, very unique because personally, I don't know other systems doing this evolution. Maybe we will see more in the future, but I have no idea other systems doing the same. So it's something completely structured to be unique.
Yes.
And then this is an important part, and Marco, you will be also one of the protagonists of this. And we will have a new communication process. We had a lot of feedbacks. People had very, very hard times to understand what Metaswap is, banally, or how the structure of the entities around Metaswap and the DeFi Foundation, the software house, and everything is done or exists. And so we want to do a new we want to evolve the board of the strategic and communication advisors. And actually this was a very important feedback we collected from the community.
Yeah. The community, we felt that we did not communicate as well as we could what we achieved. Even Tiziano and I, while we were building this presentation, say, "Wow, how many things we did!" And
Yes.
we felt that the community did not feel the same. We did not communicate as well as we could what the team really achieved, what milestones we achieved throughout this first year of life of the project. So we already started this evolution. We already evolving the board of advisors
Yes.
in this sector.
And then you already saw this word, MegaSwap. What is MegaSwap? A lot of people asked. Many thought also it could be a rebranding of the system. As I said, Metalswap will stay Metalswap. We are changing the brand. We are changing the user interface, the logo, etc. But everything related to crypto users and retails will stay the same. We have a big problem in the sector, not only for Metaswap. The big problem is onboarding people who don't know how to use a wallet, who don't know how to use the DeFi ecosystem or DeFi protocol. And we want to try to help the sector in this way. So that's why DeFi Foundation decided to, with Metaswap, to build an onboarding funnel called MegaSwap. This is focused for non-crypto and non-retail users with, for example, wallet management and business support, custody, and mainly to go to the direction where we can have a fiat gateway system. Imagine a person coming to Metalswap, they maybe like the idea of protecting their assets with hedging swaps, but they have no idea how to use, for example, MetaMask. Okay, this funnel can be built and can be oriented to these persons. And maybe they will need, of course, they will need cryptos to use the system, and they never bought or exchanged fiat for crypto. So this is an important part that has to be built. Of course, it's not something fast. It's easier and faster writing some code and release the code on the dApp. It's faster than educating, because educating takes a lot of time, because it's not only what we can do, but it should be also an approach that other people has to do. So we want to create the best funnel possible to educate and onboard these entities, like in a business to business way.
Beautifully explained.
And then let's say that we took 1 hour and a half. Well, we were thinking about this timing when we started. Yes. The final this is the final slide, and we want to say be a hero with us. Be a hero with us. Why? Because as we say, to enter in this world, you have to be safe. You have to be free. You can be smart. You can be brave if you want. You can be decentralized. To do all of that and to overcome the fear of price volatility, you just need to do one thing. You just have to launch the Metaswap app. And with that, also with the demo, you don't need to be brave, for example, if you launch the demo. You can start, but in this way, you are smart because you're using the app. You can see how to protect yourself, especially in this moment, because in this moment is the best moment to understand how these financial instruments works. This phase is very hard for the entire sector, for the markets in general, not only on Metaswap, not only on crypto, but in general, all the markets are struggling. And so it's very important in this phase to understand how to protect against price volatility.
Yes. So 1.5 hours, we don't have time to reply to question today. It was not an AMA session, but I invite all of you to join the community channels of Metalswap. So on Telegram, we have the groups to chat with the other users. We have the Discord channel, and follow the Twitter, Telegram news, the Telegram channel, and the Medium social of Metalswap to be always up to date with the latest news.
Exactly. We will try also, me and you, Marco, to do more of these sessions.
Yes.
And as I already said in different groups, we'll try to do it in English, so to talk to everyone possible, so to many people we can, the most we can.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you, everyone. We'll see in the next section. We'll see us in the next session, and be a hero with us.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.